Hello, greetings and salutations, folks. I highly doubt that's going to be the opening every time for this. That's probably just a one-time use thing, just so that I have bragging rights, just to be able to have the peace of mind that I got to say that sequence of words right there. But, in any case, welcome to, well, you know what this is. I don't know what this is sometimes. Like right now, for example, I don't even know what I'm talking about here. The amount of time it would take to make a script for these kind of things would just kind of make it, not even worth it. Uh, I haven't decided yet. Am I playing a character here? Am I myself? I think this kind of thing will just kind of go on. I'll just, do whatever comes to mind and whatever's natural here. So, whatever's canon here is only canon in this series, this little thing. But there's nothing to look at here, so feel free to put your device face down, out of sight, out of mind, and you just focus on not even what I'm saying, just the fact that I'm talking. Really, I get just the sound that the vibrating of my vocal cords produce, and you can kind of just let the words be sort of a low frequency hymn or a hum or something like that, some kind of just more of a feeling than a auditory experience. So don't try to suspend judgment temporarily of my word choice, or details or factual basis or things like that. That's not the point. That's not what we're here to discuss. It's not an item on this meeting's agenda. But basically, I just want to help you relax, go to sleep, or just drift off into space, or wherever. Just take your mind off things, think about nothing for a little while. Who knows, this might even help you with anxiety or studying or focus, whatever. I wouldn't recommend having this on while driving, because I don't want you to get heavy-eyed and get a try to catch an eighth of a Z, and then find yourself becoming one with a nearby tree or a guardrail or something, or wind up in a ditch or something like that. I certainly wouldn't want that to happen to any of you, really anybody out there. So I would try to avoid that if you can. Just save it more for home use. But hey, I'm not going to tell you what to do. The important thing is that you're here and you're listening to this, and if you've maybe continuing to listen this far in, then you've probably made the commitment to give this a chance, and I commend you for that, and I hope that you'll listen to all of the episodes of this. My current plan, and I use that word very loosely because nothing's planned here, is probably evident already, is to start each episode from now on. I mean, this is the episode 0, but from once we not including the demo, to start off with a particular topic, like, so I was doing this, that, or the other the other day, and and I got to thinking, and then I'll just kind of go off on a side tangent after side tangent, and just never really, maybe sometimes go full circle, but I don't think exactly 360 degrees, sometimes not, all the way, or sometimes go a couple of times around the circle, sometimes go all the way and a little bit more or less or something. I don't know, but just any amount of degrees other than 360, because 360 degrees isn't very pleasant. It's pretty hot, Fahrenheit or Celsius. I live in the United States, so again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be playing a character on here or not, but in any case, the I using that word very loosely, but me, your host, the guy who you sometimes fall asleep listening to, lives in the United States, and yeah, uh, we use the Fahrenheit temperature measurement system. So, I when I think degrees, I don't think geometry right away. I think Fahrenheit temperatures, and I believe 360 degrees Celsius would technically be hotter than 360 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, but 360 degrees Fahrenheit is still very hot. That's about the temperature of the average oven, and ovens are not approved for human. They're not approved to, for humans to be residing in. I mean, that's a question. Would you want to live in a giant oven? How much money would it take per minute, let's say, for you to step inside a giant oven? I'm trying to keep it fresh here. I'm making up this material as I go along. But just here for the demo episode 0. We're really coming in hot here. Literally, we're talking about ovens. Well, I am. I'm not sure. Wait, yeah. Hopefully, you know what? You shouldn't be talking at all. You should be relaxing, or you shouldn't be doing anything. Hopefully, you don't have any other tabs open or anything. But so yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. And most of the time, I'm sure you won't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. But there. So, I mean, that's kind of, whenever I lost my train of thought there. I don't know where I was going with that. But I guess my train of thought would be a freight train, because it's the freight being the thoughts, right? So like each of the what are they called, coaches? Are coaches just for passenger trains, or are there coaches on freight trains too? Well, whatever. In any case, those little individual moving platforms, the moving walkway. I don't know, whatever they are. Each one of them has a different thought on it of mine, and that's the freight train. And every once in a while, the restraint will come loose, or there'll be some kind of technical issue, or the train will just simply arrive at its next stop and drop off some of the I'm going to say coaches, because I believe that's the right term. Don't look that up right now, because you shouldn't be using your device. You shouldn't, you should have it out of sight and out of mind right now. I'm sorry, I just reminded you about it now, actually, but but you can look it up later if you want. But like I said, try not to call me out on factual stuff, because I'll yeah, I forgot there. I see the train must have just taken another stop and unloaded a few of the ones toward the front, But wait, how would that work? I guess it would be a lot more convenient to unload the ones from the back then, right? Because they're the most easily accessible, I would imagine. You know, you just like take the pin out or whatever is holding them, binding them to the other coaches. You know, you just kind of disconnect them, the last few, and then just keep going without them. I would imagine that'd be how that works, and then the station, you know, the people wherever at the place that they're dropped off can just sort of, you know, take the contents of what's on there, you know, the freight, the thoughts in this case, I guess, and do what they want with them. I mean, wow, you know, that's a powerful symbolic message. You do what you want with other people's thoughts. You know, I have to expound upon that in the future. But anyway, that's the train of thoughts. Going choo choo down the track. Down. Does that mean it's going south, or you know, toward the equator or away from the equator? I mean, I live in the northern hemisphere, so south would be toward the equator, north would be away from it. Earth's northern hemisphere. Sorry, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything more about my you know, nothing too you know what I mean. Nothing too specific about my location or anything about, you know, my personal life. I don't mind cluing you in on things like the you know, physical structure of my train of thought or whatever else we talked about so far. But you know, whatever. The point is, I don't know what the point is actually. I guess it's sort of lead, like with a pencil, you know. Not to get too serious on here, because this whole thing's lighthearted, as I like to try to keep it lighthearted, as you can probably could have guessed or by now already, but just kind of talk about nonsense in sort of a serious tone, or a neutral tone rather. You know, the point of a pencil, just lead in general. You know what? I was gonna say something about the interaction lead might have with skin or something, but you know, that's too serious of a topic. Let's talk about something that you can kind of fall asleep guilt-free to, you know, and not that's not going to be anything too thought-provoking or far out there, or, you know, intellectually stimulating or otherwise, you know, or anything like that. But let me just finish up here. It's kind of hard, you know, when it's improvised, you know. But I mean, the amount of time it would take to make a script for this kind of stuff is just not worth it, you know, or even like bullet points or anything. You just got to go in there and, you know, I mean, you just go big or go home, really. You know, you gotta make it big. You gotta make it like at least. It's got to be like at least 6 inches, and you know, and make no mistake about it. This is very much so a family-friendly program and series. Whatever, you know, you want to string together there out of the series of sentences, descriptions, adjectives, or whatever I gave. You know, it's hard. You gotta go in there. You gotta, you know, go big or whatever. I'm not referencing anything in particular. I'm just making this stuff up off the top of my mind, you know, just just out of the tip, out of my head. It's coming out of my head and into your ear, I guess, if you're wearing headphones or something. But whatever you make out of this. Again, another thing is I don't want you to laugh too much either, because that could prevent you from falling asleep or fully relaxing. But I don't mind making you smile or perhaps chuckle occasionally, especially maybe toward the beginning of these. But in any case, I'm open to suggestions. You can leave comments or emails, etc., regarding topics you want covered on here. If there's any particular additions you want, or just some kind of segment to be featured, or something like that, I don't mind. Not right now though, because whatever device you're using, I think we already went over this, but in any case, it's kind of viewer-oriented. Alright, that should be the last time I break the fourth wall, or any wall on here. I don't know why the fourth one particularly. Does that mean fourth as in like the most recent, like wall number 4, the most recently added? I mean, hey, I'm in a room here with 4 walls. That it's just a basic square shape, and we're coming back to geometry now. Square. Because if you break one of the walls, like the fourth wall, for example, you're left with 3 walls. And you got a triangle room then, and I know math has never really been my strong suit. It's not necessarily my weakest suit either, but it's probably somewhere in the middle, like maybe a 5 out of 10, or a 2.5 out of 5 stars, of power levels, durability, capability, malleability, ductility. I don't know what that means, but I think I heard it in a science course or something. But in any case, it's just all things considered, all factors applied. I think the suit of mathematics in my department, the one that fits me best suited to me, so to speak, would be sort of moderate, sort of a medium power, not necessarily the Turbo Supreme Ultimate Deluxe Edition, but not it's not too shabby. In the so but yeah, but still, even so, even with it not being a particularly strong suit of mine, I'm still able to I still have the knowledge to be able to determine that 4 walls minus 1 wall is 3 walls. Now, and the same can be said about the same numbers of anything else. Like for apples, minus 1 apple is 3 apples, or for vinegar eels, minus 1 vinegar eel is 3 vinegar eels, or something like that. In fact, I'm trying to think of a scenario that wouldn't apply to, a particular thing that would be an exception to that general guideline, that rule. And I'm really having a hard time with that. Maybe antimatter, anything that's made up of that. Again, that's not a confirmed thing, I don't think, but if it's out there, I'm not going to take a side here. This is an apolitical series, I'm not going to, it's not my place to say, but, the point is, antimatter as a concept, I don't think that means it's necessarily against matter. Like, I don't think it's going to go and vote no on the proposition to maintain regular matter as a thing that exists. I think it is either doesn't care or isn't aware of matter's existence, or just doesn't, or it's just kind of impartial. Doesn't really have a problem to it. I don't think that's what that means by anti. I think it just kind of means sort of like anti-gravity does, in the since anti-gravity isn't isn't completely against gravity. It just means that it's, I guess, more powerful than it. Like it doesn't have to conform to the rules that something like gravity would impose upon its kind. So I guess antimatter just means it's not subject to the laws that apply to matter, right? Because what does it matter? Okay, yeah. Well, the jokes don't get any better. I'm trying to rein it in, because if I make better jokes, then you might laugh, and if you laugh, then you'll have a harder time falling asleep or fully relaxing. So I gotta keep that to a minimum. Just that kind of caliber of humor on here. But yeah, I really could just go on indefinitely. Really, I'm not exaggerating. I spent entire days just talking, and that's it. I mean, obviously, eating, drinking water, breathing, blinking, all of that. But you know what I mean. Talking through most of that in my waking time on that particular day or those particular days. But so yeah, this is really nothing to me. But this this is kind of a one-way conversation. Well, it's not a conversation. Conversation's conversing. That would mean you and I would be talking interchangeably. It's sort of a it's like it's me it's me talking to you. I don't know. It's like I just want you to I don't know what I don't necessarily want you to do anything in particular with this. It's just basically a tool. You can use it for whatever you want, or maybe even an entire toolkit with a variety of tools. The power pack, the variety pack, so to speak. If it's to take a shot every time I say so to speak, or well, whatever. Take a breath every. That's safer. That's more rated. It's more G rated. The general audience is here. The general public is invited here. Take a breath. With air quotes surrounding that word. Either every time I say, I don't know. You should be constantly breathing. So really, anything I say, take a breath. But again, it's not so much about what I'm saying. It's not really about what I'm talking about. It's more just the fact that I'm talking, and I'm saying discernible words for the most part here. And I'm saying things, and then things are also being said by me here at the same time. So it can get confusing sometimes, and I'm confused sometimes. I'm admittedly sort of confused right now even, but I'm working through it. Because that's really, you know, you just gotta, that's it's you know, that's how it's gonna be sometimes. And I think everybody really encounters that at, a similar situation at some point or points in their life, where yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know. See, that train just dropped off a few more thoughts now that I was just about ready to check in on, or maybe deploy or employ or whatever otherwise make use of in some fashion, in some capacity. Uh, so yeah. Um, so if I've been successful in my endeavor, you should be asleep by now, by this point in, or at least to a suppressed enough state of consciousness to not really be able to process what I'm saying, like the individual words and their particular implications, and maybe, you know, uh, yeah, I guess implications. And you may still be able to hear my voice. You may be able to detect maybe some theme or, continuity or overarching narrative between sentences or paragraphs, maybe, but I don't think on more of a micro level, because if you can, then you've been awake all this time, and I'm not going to tell you how long it's been, but it's been a good amount of time since I started this, and I'm sorry if you're still awake. Basically, or not, if you're enjoying this, if you're just simply having too much fun, which I don't see why, because I really try to, like I said, rein in the comedy and a lot of the different things I have planned to kind of just lull you to sleep, sort of just kind of bore you, but not really. Also, like, um, just give you like something else to do, if you have insomnia, or, you just, you want some background noise to fall asleep to, but for whatever reason, maybe nothing's available, or maybe you just kind of got tired to it, you built up too high of a tolerance, and, you need something new now, or, just whatever brings you here. But in any case, maybe you're having too much fun, I don't know, but I try to, I don't, I don't, oh, I was gonna say, I don't think this is very much fun, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of having fun a little bit. I don't really know what I'm having here. You know what? I just say whatever comes to my mind. There's really no filters here, and I'm just talking nonstop here. I never come up for air, really. So, it's whatever the first thing, I'm just constantly keeping my mouth muscles busy forming these words and these combinations of syllables just constantly flowing through, and my vocal cords are really getting quite the workout here. They're just constantly vibrating, always, just really getting my money's worth out of them. I mean, not literally, because to the best of my knowledge, I didn't pay money or any kind of currency for this body. But money is I believe the word money is universally synonymous with currency, with financial related things across cultures, right? I mean, dollars is what the United States uses, but I know, they're called the different things and maybe have, varying values and such. But the point is, there are different types of currencies in different parts of the world, but the word money, I think, is universal across all of them, or at least most global currencies, I believe. Um, but yeah, it's just yeah, uh, but man, that train, it just keeps. I don't know how many stops this train has today, but it is one busy day for that train. It just unloaded, more thoughts. It took them away. It sort of whisked them off, you know. I hope I'm not too far from the microphone now. But I don't want to talk too loudly, obviously, because I want this, I want to maintain a calm stature and demeanor. Those might be physical words, I don't know, but again, reference back to the disclaimer at or toward the beginning here. Um, it's really, uh, you know, some, uh, I think, um, it's, that train, I think it's going a little too fast. I'm gonna have a chat with the conductor there. Is it called the conductor? Like as in the same title as a conductor of an orchestra? Is that I'm a conductor of a train or of an orchestra. I don't know, but I'm gonna have a chat with this with this um, with this chap. This fellow. Um, I guess I'll leave it roll for this. I got nothing better to do, I suppose. Excuse me. Hello. Um, why? Yes. Can I help you? Yeah. Why? How many stops? How many stops does this train have? I beg your pardon. The stops? Yes. How many stations do you deliver to? Oh, okay. Well, you see, those are two separate questions you just asked there. It stops. Well, this train never stops. I beg your pardon. Please do explain. Go on. Elaborate. All right. Well, this train is in a constant, perpetual state of motion. You see, the minimum speed of this train is 80 miles per hour. And the maximum speed then? Oh, trust me, you wouldn't believe me if I told you the number is far too great for you to comprehend, or for me to put into words. But suffice to say, this train goes very fast, um, some of the time, a good percentage of the time. Not good as in behavior, because that's subjective, and we in the conducting business, tend to err on the side of caution, so to speak, and use scientific terms. The two of us, we talk in a very similar fashion, a very similar manner. We use mannerisms for phrases such as, you know, and um, uh, yeah, so to speak, and things like that. And we have, our speech patterns are very similar. Well, yes, I did notice that. Well, everything has a reason. Why? Okay. Um, I don't think it was necessary to take it there. To kind of get philosophical on here. I mean, I don't mind occasionally getting a bit pseudo-scientific at times. That can be kind of fun. But again, the point, hey, do I sense a fourth wall break coming on? Why, no, sir. I would never. I wouldn't even dream of it. Well, all right then. Anyway, you were saying, it's nothing. It's nothing really. Yes, we do sound quite alike, quite similar, and since okay, if you don't want me to say that, the thing I said previously, we can retake, we can cut that previous line that I gave and replace it with the one I'm about to say. Oh, no, it's fine. We will do no such thing. Honestly, you know what? We can have the best of both worlds, and we can just keep the old one in and still get the new one. Wait, so you're saying in the final version of this, in your final draft, you're gonna be asking the same question twice in a row? Well, I I suppose. I mean, is that how that would work? Did I already ask you? Already asked me what? That's what I want to talk to you about. Because I don't know, and I just brought up a good point because I don't remember. Because this train that you're conducting, oh no, train. No, I'm not conducting. I'm not conducting a train. I've been conducting an orchestra this whole time. What? I thought you were a train conductor. I just said I was a conductor. Wait a minute. You must have said the word train in referring to, what we're on at some point in this conversation. What we're on? We're on a floating celestial sphere. That's what we're on. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying, oh, good then. Yeah, well, all right, but again, I thought you didn't use subjective words. The word good is subjective. What's good for you may not be good for everyone else. I never said that. Oh, come on now. So wait a minute. So there is no, okay. So if you're not the conductor to the train, then what's going on here? What's going on here? I'm conducting an orchestra, and the orchestra goes at a minimum speed of 80 miles per hour. I mean, it travels the speed of sound most of the time. But that's not an incomprehensible number. We know what the speed of sound is. Oh yeah, what is it? Well, I mean, I forget offhand, but it's several thousand miles per hour, I believe. Okay, see, so if you don't know the number, I'm sure most people don't. So, that kind of proves my point. Wait a minute. So, where's this orchestra that you're conducting? It's all around us. I'm conducting. I use the word orchestra very loosely. It's the orchestra is, in a sense, it's kind of, like this whole experience, this whole realm, is sort of the orchestra. It's a figurative orchestra. It's a figure of speech. It's not a literal actual orchestra, as in, a limited number of people gathered in the same place, playing various instruments together. That's like your interpretation of an orchestra. But I meant, like, I'm the conductor. Are you catching my drift there? I mean, you said you didn't want to make this philosophical, but you're literally talking to the conductor of the orchestra of life. Everybody's playing something, and your figurative instrument is, I don't mind getting philosophical this late into it. No, nobody's still listening. There's no way. This is just filler at this point. We're just filibustering, or we're just lollygagging, and what's that other word? Lollygagging and uh, I forgot, but yeah, nobody's listening to hopefully everybody's asleep by now. Otherwise, they paused it right at the last moment and saved it for another day and are breaking this up into 2 nights or something. So maybe they are. I don't know, but I think fewer people are listening to this part than the beginning part. But it can get kind of weird. Anyway, it's me now. I'm the conductor. I kind of willed him away. You know. I sort of just ceased. I just erase in a way that quote unquote conductor was basically just like another coach, another piece of freight on that train. It's like it doesn't matter what part of the train you're at, if it's the front or the middle or the back or whatever. You're on that train. You're part of the train, and you know, uh, so the conductor essentially does that mean, like, is the train still there? I don't know, and I guess that'll be the mystery to solve in the next episode. Maybe if we want to have some lore going on, some continuity or reason to tune in next time. Actually, maybe we shouldn't do that. I guess we should keep each episode separate so that because any kind of excitement or anything like that might keep you awake. So, but I don't know. I can't help myself sometimes. I just want to make things elaborate and complex and riveting, yeah, entertaining. But I think I want to try to make these an hour long. Let's get try to try to try to keep it going on here. But the point being, um, well, we already said the point was a pencil, or that point was a pencil. I guess there can be different kind of points, like scoring systems, for example. So this point could be a point in, let's see, I don't know, bowling maybe. I don't know why. I just picked that one out of a hat, so to speak. Not a literal hat, but bowling. I guess we're talking. I guess I'm talking about bowling now. I suppose. Okay then. Well, bowling is well. Hopefully, I don't have to explain what bowling is. I would assume you're familiar with that. At least somewhat acquainted with it. Um, you know. But yeah. I guess I'm probably an average bowler. All right, let's be honest. I'm probably below average. I'm not very good at bowling. I'm not very good at most sports in general. Bowling is a sport, really. Uh, but again, I don't want to talk about my personal life much on here, and maybe throw some little hints here or there. But that's a little nugget of information for this time around. Next time, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going on here. How about those? I don't know. It's kind of devolving into making noises and just kind of stuttering about. I'm surprised I'm able to talk this fast even still. Like words per minute. I don't know what I'm averaging right now, but like like in courtrooms, so they have those. I guess the clerk, who um, you know, like the transcript, they have to like type up the transcript on the spot, basically write down everything that's being said, everything that the people say, plus everything that's being said by the people, um, in both individually and collectively, and sort of transfer that to those verbally spoken words, those sound waves to paper, which is a physical thing. Which begs the question: Are sound waves physical? Is music physical? That's a more relevant question, I suppose. Is music physical? Well, I mean, music is produced by physical instruments. It's produced by physical objects, items. It's kind of sound waves are music is sound waves, basically. So if sound waves being physical, any kind of waves, then for that matter, I guess about as much as waves of an ocean. It's kind of, just, oh, speaking of the ocean, of an ocean, there was this thing, I'm just gonna keep going. So, like, what was I just talking about? I was saying, okay, so it was after bowling, it was after, maybe I'll remember if I just keep on talking. Never, never stop in here. Just kind of keep on going. I'm getting tired now, but I want to try to get to at least the 1 hour mark. Get that big 10000. That's the new standard for it, or whatever. But in any event, there, I guess I get to showcase my, phenomenal improvisational prowess on here. I guess I compare this personally to bombing at like in opening mic nights at a comedy club or something like that. That's kind of I think what this tone and you know topic choice and like just this whole thing kind of reminds me of. I just can't help but picture myself at like an opening mic night at a comedy club with like an audience of like 20 people or something. Just basically getting booed off stage, having virtually no reaction from the audience. Um, I don't think I'd make a very good stand-up comedian. I might eat those words. I don't know, but uh, yeah, I don't know. Just stand-up comedy. It's I don't know. It's not. It's that's is that as strong of a suit as mathematics for me, or not as much? I don't know where it ranks. I'm kind of too tired to rank stuff, and hopefully you should be too. You should be. If you're still awake, it means I made this too entertaining. It means I made this too fun and engaging. I should make it more boring so I could just put you right to sleep and you won't care what I'm saying and you won't want to hear it. I mean, you want to hear it for the noise aspect of it. But as far as like the actual words that I'm saying and the words that are being said by me, um, and the sentences that I'm saying and the sentences that are being said by me, it's We can't make it too much on there. I don't know why my nose is so runny. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm allergic to something. I don't know. That doesn't usually happen. I don't have any allergies as far as I know. But I don't want to talk about myself here. It's good. I don't want to talk about actually. Just probably the same thing as it happened to, and you can. The vocal clarity here is just rapidly declining. Just like what's something else that's rapidly declining? They're gonna pull like a Family Guy cutaway gag kind of style there. It's rapidly declining. Yeah, like those, whatever, like that, like so and so at the, whatever. I don't know. I got nothing right now. The tank's kind of empty, getting that flashing check engine light coming on. Well, I guess you need to check the engine for low gas, but the fuel's needed basically, and you gotta hit the pinata. Speaking of low fuel, my battery's running low on here. But it should last another little bit, enough to get to the checkpoint. At least maybe, but just record record this really late at night. I like the last thing. And it puts me to sleep too. That's how I know it's working. I test it out on myself while I'm making it. And I'm getting tired now, and I'm the one doing all the talking here. I'm the one who's got to stay awake. I'm the designated driver of this, vehicle of conductor of the train. But you know what? Let's take a break from conductors and trains and all that. I think we've had our fill with that kind of stuff, at least for tonight. But yeah, so this is probably not to beat a dead horse here or anything. The fourth wall is already broken beyond repair here, so I might as well to kind of finish it off. Well, never mind, because I just forgot what I was going to say directly to you, the listener, parentheses us. But, apostrophe s, more like parentheses s. Oh, man, I still got another 6 minutes to go. It's gonna be tough. Hang in there. I'm about ready to call it a night. I'm about ready to retire for the evening. So to speak. Kind of ready to hit the hay. Hopefully you've already done that, or you're about to, at least on par with me. But, yeah, it would, I guess it's too early to start the outro. I gotta find a way to kill some time for another, 2 or 3 minutes first. I don't know, I get a little crazy when I'm tired sometimes. I don't know. I guess I might, work out well in the long run in terms of what we're looking for this kind of thing. I might forget, though. that I'm recording and accidentally leave this on for 6 hours or something. I don't want to take that chance. I'm about to fall asleep. This kind of happens pretty suddenly, because I was tired at all when I started this. You know, well, after kind of here in my voice and all that. But I mean, it's just at some point, you gotta ask yourself something sometime or later. I mean, you gotta know. Whenever, if you never ask yourself anything, you're not gonna get the answer you're looking for in order to pass the test. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't know the answer, you're not gonna. Fear from one college student to another. Why did I say that? How do I know? Want me to kind of assume that, insinuating that we're in the same boat here. Well, what kind of boat? When I think of a boat, I think of a small boat, a white boat with 2 little beige stripes at the bottom, a little propeller. It doesn't go very fast. It's got the white sail at the top, wooden floor. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost to the exit. It's like you're going this like driving home late at night, just trying to just a few more miles to the exit, home. Basically, it's the moral of the story today. And don't forget to just try not to be forgetful in general, I guess. Just don't forget stuff. Memory is a whole other can of worms there. Yeah, let's talk about cans. Let's talk about worms. You got the formula. That's how this show, we call it a show. That's how this thing works, So, and sooner or later, some kind of way gonna log in. I'm not gonna get and say anything like that. I should like that. So, I'm just gonna I just say I'm about to feedback. So, something coming up very soon. I'm sure. Yeah, because I gotta speak for Joe, or I could get some kratom. You to tell me that's still legal? Cause you know what? You just got one of those. Put her there. Yeah, put her there. Put her there. All right. That's it. I'm done now. I'm throwing in the towel. All right. Have a good night, everybody. happy sleeping. I hope this helped with something. And yeah, I won't see you next time, so I don't know what to say. But yeah, there you have it, folks.